You're watching TVC Breakfast. On this segment, we're looking at the integrity of the elections, preparations for the election tomorrow, and all of the issues around it. And in the studio, we have a lawyer and public affairs analyst, Ahmed Abass, and we have been looking at these issues. Now, Ahmed, we see that from the past few elections, general elections, we've seen where candidates are brought to sign peace accord as a way of committing themselves to a peaceful process and so on. It seems that has come to stay. Has that? How has that impacted, the temperature of the tension in the build-up to the election?
Well, I think there's a good intention behind the coming together of those statesmen to make political parties sign peace accord. But we will be shying away from the truth if we say that they have actually achieved their purpose, because I think in the last 2019 election, there were several areas we still saw political party talks and disrupting election, cutting away boxes. I think there's one incident in the solo axis sometime that it was very glaring. You see hoodlums and thugs, walking with machetes and sticks into an electoral, vicinity, cutting away the box, destroy the canopies and all the rest of them. If we were achieving the set objectives, I don't think we will have such incidents they were visible, and till date, I have not seen whether those people were arrested, they were prosecuted and sanctioned. So for that, I would say there's still so much that needs to be done, because in spite of, it has been there for several years now in several elections, but we still see a lot of areas where there's so much violence and sometimes even our people are scared of going out to vote. Like you are rightly saying, most times towards an election, you see people say, I'm going to stay in my house because I don't know what will happen. I'm scared of my life and things like that. I don't think that should be part and parcel of an electoral culture. And that means that body needs to sit down and probably come up with more inventive way of galvanizing the society and guaranteeing security, giving people assurance that if you go out there to vote, there will be. Because if we are able to create that kind of environment, it means we'll have large turnout of people. I know people, educated people that wants to vote, but most times because of that violent dimension of our politics, you just say, look, I'm going to stay in my house and just watch you people do what you know how to do. And I don't think it is... the
peace accord sometimes I find comical, because after signing the peace accord, you don't see the candidates send a message and say, look, we have signed peace accord, please, everybody should
stay calm.
Stay calm.
All my supporters.
I don't think there's any candidate goes down, another governor or president goes down and say, okay, I don't sign peace accord. So send a circular to all our
supporters. Yeah, exactly.
let me just chip in one thing.
Okay.
Whether we like it, this is a public forum, and I know the entire world is listening to us. We must be honest with ourselves. Our politicians must be told, look, if you engage and interact with a lot of intelligent Nigerians who want to be part and parcel of the political system, one of the first things that your family members will warn you of is that the political culture is violent. And the reason is not far-fetched. Most parties, they maintain a violent arm of their political structure. Ladoja one day said the political Trojan of Oyo of Ibadan, before he died, Adedibu called him one day and said, look, I can make you a governor. It was in an interview, Ladoja saying, he said, how? He said, you just need 3 things to make it big in politics. He said, okay, name them. He said, number 1, can you lie and still swear by the Holy Bible and the Holy Quran? He said no. He said, we will do it for you. He said, number 2, can you fight naked in the public? He said no. He said, we will do it for you. He said, number 3, can you kill? He said no. I can't. He said, those are the 3 things you need. So we must tell ourselves that the political class should do away with violence. Let it be a clash of ideas. If we guarantee a peaceful political structure, political environment, I tell you, the brightest of Nigerians will step forward. Brilliant people that will offer this nation well thought out solutions to our problem. Homegrown, very authentic ideas. There is no problem bedeviling this country that you do not have men and women that have ideas on how to solve it. Absolutely. But the greatest fear most times of them stepping into the political theater is that how safe I am, especially with the unresolved assassinations, political assassinations here and there. Because most times, even...
The senatorial candidate was killed yesterday. And another candidate,
a lawyer, I think he was a lawyer. He was a lawyer. Why would you kill somebody? He's probably a threat. Maybe having very creative ideas or popularity and all the rest of them. So we must encourage the political class to say, look, please, do away with violence so that the best
a friend of mine
can come out.
A friend of mine wanted to run for House of Rep in some years ago, and he was actually getting ready. So after a while, I didn't hear him again running for anywhere. I said, what happened? He said, when I got there, the things they asked me to do. some of it, you have to really condone violence. Even if you don't do it, you have to know that you have to sanction it. That, okay, if you are going to do this, you have to get this ready, you have to get this, and you have to pay for violence, you have to pay for... So this man just said that. This is not what I can do. What has been true.
See, we must tell ourselves the truth.
Actually, because in a man of the people, he said the Odile was bringing to politics the niceties and delicate refinements that belong elsewhere. That's how I put it.
So, because that's a serious issue. The issue of violence in our politics is actually it is discouraging a lot of very brilliant Nigerians from stepping up to offer their services to this nation. I think,
and that has made the president to talk about the issue of the security agencies being ordered to be on alert to the level where we see military warming up here and there from the videos we're seeing and some of the deployments and so on to ensure that there is a peaceful election, and the police and the DSS have all been on ground, ensuring that everything goes on well. Of course, we've known that the military has ideally, the military has no duty on election day. But the realities of our society now has made it look like they have to be there to guarantee a peaceful process.
It's simply to tell you the security challenges that we've had. Our militaries are overstretched. You see them virtually all states, all local governments. These are people, they are special arm of the security apparatus that you see when there are difficult situations, special issues, but they have become like a permanent
Nigeria is
feature.
A permanent special issue.
They become a permanent feature, an everyday life, and which you don't see usually in advanced countries. And that means we must still go back to the issue of we need to go back and reform our electoral process so that it won't look, it's like a do or die affair. Must we lose life because we want to conduct an election? It shouldn't be that. It should be a clash of ideas. Who has the most useful ideas that will add value to the society? And that's why we must also go back to the issue of an aspect of our democracy, because until you have enlightened citizenry, You see, a situation where people don't come for debate, I don't think it can happen in any country where a presidential candidate, if you interrogate our elections so far from 1999, you've had presidents who didn't attend debates, and they went ahead to win an election. I don't think it can happen in any democracy, whether in US or in Canada, where a presidential candidate will...
Trump did not attend the debate. Then during the debate, he decided to go and address the soldiers, the military people, while the others were debating.
But at least he attended one or two of
them. He attended one or two, but he defied them. He said, I'm not going to attend, and his people, they're not angry that he did it. He went to address, he had his own engagement.
It is not the norm. That was you can say,
an aberration.
But even debates have never determined elections anywhere in the world.
No.
They have not been really...
It has become part and parcel of the culture because there, people stay glued. They listen to their candidates. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you listen... Wait. Yes. I hold it there.
Yes.
They listen to their candidates. They listen to their candidates in different ways.
Yes.
And debates are interesting. They were part of the theater of the electoral system. But it has never been documented anywhere that this debate made this person lose the election or this debate made the person... The only time it was controversial was the debate between Nixon and Kennedy in 1960, in which some people were even not sure who won the debate. Some people said, those who watched it on TV said Kennedy won it, and those who listened to it on radio said Nixon won it. Because, well, they said probably because Kennedy won it, because Kennedy had a photogenic visage and so on. He was a handsome, dashing, charismatic-looking person, while Nixon was a little sullen, has a very sullen face and doesn't have that magnetic personality. So people were able to listen to him. So it was a draw, electronic draw, that kind of thing. So other than that, people have not determined. There have been dramas associated with what they call it, debates. But nobody has said, okay, we're going to watch this debate and they're going to win. How many people watch debates anyway?
But I think in America, a lot of people...
Compared to those who go to vote, it is a very slight number compared to those who really vote. Probably 2 million, 3 million, 4 million people watch the debate. And then you have about 40 million people voting. So what they say? When they ask people what did they say about the debate?
But that 2-3 million can make a difference.
Whether the 2-3 million who may watch the debate,
yes,
they themselves, most of them don't come out the vote saying that I voted for this, I voted for that. Most of them they do CNN, NBC, they do some kind of kitchen analysis, or they take some people and put them together and say, okay, you are a Democrat, you are a Republican, what did you think about the debate? In most cases, they remain where they are. The Republican is still Republican at the end. The democracy must do. So the debate actually doesn't change them. They start picking holes in what the other person said. Then the independents, they remain independent.
For me, because sometimes when you interrogate some of them, there are people that will tell you the reason why I'm voting during this election is because of the policy of this particular presidential candidate, his presentation on what he wants to do. Of course, we all know in U.S., for example, you know where the Republicans will always say when it comes to issues of immigration. And the Democrats, you also know where they will stand. For those within the immigrant community, they are interested in listening because it will
because sometimes they are undecided.
Yes.
So they wait to see that so they can make their decision.
The undecided are always like this.
Yes.
Very small.
They decide.
They don't make any difference.
So for us, we must continue to deepen that democratic culture, take away the violence, and also we must go back to ensure that, you see, the issue of education, free, compulsory education, maybe even primary school and secondary school, so that we can raise the consciousness, of our people, being able to interrogate issues and make informed decisions. Because the challenge that if you have 10 voters and 2 are enlightened, and can interrogate and analyze a presidential candidate. And you have 8. Those 8, and they also have PVC. If the two of you, if you like, you'll be Harvard-trained analysts who have studied human psychology and can even predict among the 2 presidential candidates who is going to be a good leader. Those 8 people will simply go there, collect 500 naira and 1,000, and make a mockery or whatever be the informed decision you have actually made, and you'll be back to square one. So we must go back. I know that this thing is a holistic thing. It's not just on the day of the election that determines. There are some people, some class of Nigerians, they are not bothered about interrogating the policies, the program, the competencies, the capacities, and the character of these people. They are just hungry. It doesn't matter. They are ignorant. It doesn't. Those capacity, character, all the rest of them that enlightened people are looking for. To some of them, they are not bothered about that one. In fact, they don't even understand the link between character, competence, and they don't even. To them, it's like reality. You are speaking Greek.
Yes.
Look at what Jefferson said. Jefferson said that, Thomas Jefferson, he said that the American democracy was the only time that the people are important in a democracy only on election day. So these are people who are thinking like that, say, oh, this is the time of election. Okay, give me what I can get there, because after that I won't get anything from you people. So give me. So if you are saying don't bribe me, don't bribe, those people are saying you are talking your own. Me, I want to cook soup today. I know that this is the only soup I will cook from taking money from you people until the next time you want my vote. Well, after that, you can go and steal your money as you steal and do whatever you want to do. But let me collect, if it is 1,000 I collect today, let me collect, I know I will eat that 1,000 from you. That is the way they look at the universe and the cosmos. Yeah. You can theorize from here to Jefferson, you can theorize from here to Rousseau, you can quote John Locke, you can quote anybody. As far as I'm concerned, give me this pounded yam and give egusi soup, and I eat it with my children, and I survive today. You can speak all the grammar you want about electoral equality. This is my electoral equality. My pounded yam and my soup.
And we must not allow it to continue.
You call it stomach infrastructure. There was a governor now. When people were complaining about stomach infrastructure, he gave them stomach infrastructure, and the people were proud that they had the stomach infrastructure.
Yes.
There was a governor in that same state who said, okay, I want to distribute this money to poor people and all of that. Then they said a child of a woman whose son is a custom officer did not get money because they said, okay, you are not poor because your son is rich. Those people were angry. He said, so is it my fault now that I trained my child successfully, so that's why you are punishing me by not giving me money? He says, I have to collect my money. It's my right. So those are issues of justice that people in their own selves define for themselves. And we can theorize in the public about what justice is. There are closet justices. There are closet concepts of justice where people in their own little places define their own concept of justice, and they are insulated from your high-flying, high-wire theories about what a good society and a good man is.
You know, that challenge, I think we must drop that challenge at the doorstep of a the political class in Nigeria that has actually weaponized poverty and all the rest. Because you see, if you are offering yourself as a leader, we expect you to be more enlightened. Even if the followers are demanding certain things that you know shouldn't be part and parcel of the electoral culture and things like that, it is incumbent on you to enlighten them, to say, look, listen, if I have to do this stomach infrastructure, and by the time I get to the corridors of power, where do you think I'm going to get this money that I'm giving you as? That means you are actually sending me there to go and steal. Meanwhile, the essence of going to the corridors of power is to use the resources of the state to put in structures and systems that will add value to your life, which is more sustainable. 500 naira, 1,000 naira, what will it do for you? It can't solve the problem of your poverty. You take one, even if I give you 10,000 naira for the next 4 years, what will happen to you? But if we use this money to put in system to ensure, with just a little insurance, your health is guaranteed. So you don't need this cash and carry health system. A family visits the hospital once with 30,000 naira as minimum wage, and the hospital bill is about 75,000 naira in one visit. I mean, it has wiped away almost 6 months of your salary. Yes. You are bound to be poor perpetually. So until the political class help to educate even the voters.
It is not education. Is it education they need? It is not education they need. Yes. They need example and they need purification of the system. Yeah. You cannot be flying by private jets all the time, and then you want me to become holy. Eh? I can't be holy as a poor man. No. Yes. If you fly private jet and you steal billions and you don't go to jail, and then you come, you give me 2 kobo, it's the one that reaches my hand. They will say, well, I will take the 2 kobo because the system has not been purified yet. It cannot be purified on the basis of my own pounded yam and pepper soup. I must eat my pounded yam. It has to be holistic. If you don't do it there, don't expect me not to do it here. If it is 1,000 I get, I will take my 1,000. That is the logic that they in the center, the political elite, must understand, that you do not fight a war of corruption by just making noise. You have to make the system fair to the ordinary person for him to say, look, you can't go to the US or go to America and say you want to give somebody $5 or $20 or $100 around to vote for it. The person will throw it away because the person knows that in the system, the universe he works in, there is fairness. And because of that fairness, I don't want your $100. I want you to go and do things well so that the work I'm doing as a longshoreman or as a teacher goes on properly. Yes. So we cannot force it on ourselves.
So it comes back to the question, when they say the followership determines the leadership or the leadership determines the followership.
It's always about leadership.
It's always about leadership.
It's always about leadership. Followership is about leadership.
Thank you very much.
All right.
There's nothing like followership. It's always leadership.
We have to end it here now. We must thank you so much, Ahmed Abass, for coming on the program today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We look forward to a peaceful election tomorrow.
By God's grace.
Thank you.
Thank you.